Hi, I'm here with Matt Hayes of Cox Communications and Omar Sultan of Cisco Systems, and we're talking today about Cox's network automation strategy and progress that they've made over the past year or so. Hello, and welcome to both of you.
Thanks, Sterling.
Hey, Sterling, how's it going?
Great to have you both, and a great topic. Matt, let's start with you. Can you tell us a little bit about the Cox network automation strategy and just your general approach to driving network automation throughout the organization?
Yeah, absolutely. I guess I would start with a premise that we believe network automation is the digital disruption that's coming to network operations, and our belief in that statement, causes us to react. And in order to drive the right level of, engagement from the broader engineering team at Cox to go adopt this, we needed a moonshot. We needed something to really point out as a North Star. And our moonshot is, we want to eliminate human to CLI interactions by the year 2026. So that has a lot of, visceral effect for network engineers and operators, and everybody understands what that means. So that was what we started with is really kind of creating that vision and that moonshot for teams.
Okay. And you've been at this a while now, correct? Roughly how long from start to today has it been? Over a year?
Well, I mean, my team started as a center of excellence for automation just about a year ago. Yep. But okay. There's certainly been, more organic efforts that started 3-4 years ago, I would say.
Right. Started as silo and then moved to this group that you're in and then sort of really accelerated. Great.
Yeah.
So obviously, we've talked a bit over the past couple of months. There's some early successes. Can you talk a little bit about some of the early successes and maybe if you could even key in on one example just to give a sense of some of the concrete benefits that have come through automating?
Yeah. I mean, I think one of the big successes that we've had is, there's already been a mindset shift that people understand network automation is the future. So we are starting with automation first. So anything that's a new technology or a new deployment, we're trying to deploy that with a ZTP or zero touch provisioning capability. And one of those prime examples where we're putting a lot of investment in the cable space is in the what's known as DAA or distributed access architecture, which is essentially just deep fiber in cable. And in that space, we're deploying thousands of these highly intelligent nodes that are IP addressable, and they have 10 gig Ethernet shots coming back home. We didn't want people to be, deploying thousands of these devices with a console cable and a laptop, sitting on top of a doghouse trying to configure these things. We knew that there had to be automation from the start, and that was one of our big successes that we've had. We really built the automation where it's a mobile app, that sort of triggers all of the automation to configure that device.
All right. And that's obviously ongoing now, delivering benefits out through the organization, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Let me bring in Cisco for a moment. Omar, you guys have worked closely with Cox on this. Can you talk about the main contributions that Cisco's making to the Cox automation strategy rollout?
Sure. So there are a couple of things. First is the technology piece, right? So NSO is part of the solution. So this gives them intent-based multi-domain automation of the infrastructure, and then BPA sits on top of that, and that provides ease of use. It provides workflow. It provides an easy way to consume the technology. I think the other piece is just around experience, right? This is not our first automation rodeo. So in terms of being able to bring ideas to the table in design, operational experience, those kinds of things, I think it sets for a solid partnership between the two companies.
Right. Yeah, that's an interesting statement too. So there's obviously the BPA and the NSO are the software products for automation. But beyond the software itself, there's ways that Cisco is helping just beyond product, correct?
Yeah, I mean, our services team is engaged, as well as just our engineering teams coming to the table with best practices and those kinds of things.
Right. Great. So, Matt, why don't we close out with you? We talked a little bit about success that you've had early on, the remote PHY devices. Where do you go from here? How do you build on the early success, and what's next?
Yeah, I know. I mean, I mentioned our moonshot. We're trying to get to a place by 2026 where we're not interacting directly with the CLI. In order to get there, we really need to have this, exponential effect of automation. And certainly reusability is a key factor there. And enabling, self-service automation for the, kind of traditional CLI-based network engineers, for them to do their own automation. Those are some really key factors for us in order to get where we're trying to go. So that's what we feel like we need to absolutely pick up the pace and try to hit where we're trying to go.
And you see some of that or a lot of progress on that in 2021, or is that really going to be further out?
No, I mean, that's definitely going to be part of our focus is trying to create that, reusability of the automation that we have. Mm-hmm. It can't be just sort of incremental. Each use case, is a new development effort. We have to be able to create the sort of, services and microservice approach that is really promising and we can build on.
Excellent. Well, thank you to both of you. Certainly look forward to following your continued progress on kind of the leading edge of bringing some of these automation functions to IP networks. So thanks both for your insights. We have done some other work over the past couple months with Cisco at light reading and heavy reading. So for anyone that's looking for a little bit of a deeper dive into some of what we talked about just now, there's a white paper on the light reading website that goes through the use cases and drivers around Cox. And then also we did a pretty extensive webinar with Matt and Omar. So you can look for those on light reading. Thanks, both of you. Enjoyed the discussion.
Awesome.
Thanks.